welcome to the Fit2 Perform Podcast.
You just found the #1 health and fitness podcast for performers. Congratulations.
You are very hyped.
Thank you so much for joining us as we bring you meaningful, helpful, and accurate information and...
Remind you that fitness doesn't have to be boring.
Yes, right now you are listening to one of our talk episodes, during which... you will not be surprised to hear that we talk.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah. And if you like what we do, please leave us a review. And on that note, cue the music.
It's fit to talk. What was the note?
Oh,
Was it that?
that's the note that we cue the music with.
Trying to remember. God, we need to remove talk from the from the intro music, don't we?
Nah.
Nah, leave it on there.
That makes sense.
It's fit to
Perform.
perform.
No, I don't think that's going to work. We'll keep talk.
No, I'll just remove the talk from the end. I'll get
Just
it.
Fit2.
It's fit to because that's the company.
Then there doesn't need to be a payoff. There needs to be a payoff, surely.
But the people who've been with us for long enough will feel it.
It's Fit2. Boom.
Yeah, we can put that in. / we'll ask our orchestrator, arranger, to put it in. Mr. Matt Norton, the wonderful, fabulous.
That tea is hot.
It is hot. It's literally just boiled.
That tea is very, very hot.
And on that note, I have a joke to start us off.
Go for it.
Why shouldn't you use a broken pencil?
I don't know.
Because it's pointless.
Whee! Cha-cha-cha-cha.
Continuing the theme of having 3 jokes, what did the policeman say to his nipple?
Don't know.
You're under a vest.
Oh my God.
That one was really bad.
That was awful.
And the final one. Why couldn't the sailor learn the alphabet?
I don't know.
Because he just kept getting lost at sea.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Where do you find... I don't know how you find all these jokes.
Oh, it's a real task, actually.
Yes, running out of jokes very
There
quickly.
was a point I was really running out, and then I had to really work my butt off to find some more. You know, what episode is this? I don't even know.
I thought you were going to make another joke there. I thought you were teeing yourself up.
He drinks tea in the background.
Oh my God.
Fabulous. So on that note, I think I said this to you earlier on, but I'm going to go into more detail. I have rediscovered a slight love for the gym.
Yeah, you did mention this earlier, which is very exciting.
And also, I think this is a really important point. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I get asked about motivation quite a lot. And this information is not hard to find, right? We now know there's plenty of studies to find out that you cannot wait for motivation because motivation follows action, not the other way around, right? You will feel motivated because you have done something.
Yeah.
Not the other way around.
Correct.
Like you have to do it to be motivated by it. So I haven't been particularly motivated to go to the gym now for maybe 3 or 4 weeks. I have still gone 3 times every single week.
Yeah.
I've been there. I've done the sessions and I've done my programming, but I've been like,
I think that is an important thing for people to hear because there can sometimes be the assumption that because we talk about fitness all the time and it is our business and our life, like there's the assumption that we just love it.
Yeah.
We go in, we have a great time every single time and we just can't get enough fitness. That's not reality.
It's very rarely the case.
It's not the reality at all. And I think it's important for people to hear that motivation does dip and that's okay.
But still doing it has meant I've refound it. And the programming was really, really fun. And what I was doing was interesting. I was like, I like this programming that I'd written. But I'm like, I just don't, I'm like, fucking hell. But the last 2 weeks, I've felt myself like kicking in a little bit, like mentally. With it. And then, this last week, I was like, oh, I fucking love this again. And literally, it was literally like that where I was like, the passion's back where my brain goes, I could go to the gym again. Obviously, I'm like, I won't because I know better. Yeah. But I'm like, I could go again tonight. I'm like, yes, this is really like kicking off and things going really, really well, which was super exciting. And I can, I'm still seeing the progress. I'm like leaner than I've been in a long time, but that's from nutrition work rather than anything else. But it's, real fun again. And I think people underestimate for us the power of the accountability of doing what we do as a job. Mm-hmm. We are lucky that lucky, that because we coach other people and we have a business based on that, that like actually that's accountability enough. Like we have to take care of ourselves and we have to do that stuff because that's what we're telling everyone else to do. And we're lucky that that's the case, I think, because most people have to invest in order to get that accountability. What are you teaching us today?
So we are going to talk today about the mind-muscle connection.
Ooh, yes.
I love the mind-muscle connection.
Full bodybuilder style, and translation into performance is strong. So
it is.
Epic. Teach me, oh wise one.
Let me hit you with it. Okay, so I'm going to start off with exactly what is the mind-muscle connection. So the mind-muscle connection is your ability to focus and direct attention to a specific muscle or a group of muscles during an exercise in order to optimize your engagement of those muscles or the muscle group. So this is basically, it's about not going through the motions, but it's about consciously engaging muscles for maximum activation. So, for example, one example that I always use is doing a bicep curl. So instead of thinking about lifting the dumbbell, you focus on the bicep contracting and then elongating. So if you focus on the muscle rather than the movement, that's what we're talking about.
It's like classic bodybuilder stuff, right? Like in the best way. I'm not saying that like that's a negative.
No. But there's a reason it works.
And I think people, sorry to interrupt, but people get confused. They think that when a bicep's a great example because people can like squeeze and tense their bicep, that they think that they're contracting their whole muscle. And you're like, most people won't even be able to engage about 50% of their muscle fibers at any one time. But bodybuilders and people who actually focus on this can improve and increase the number of fibers. Maybe I'm stepping on some toes.
Well, yeah, I will talk through some of this.
Then ignore me.
So basically what we're saying is it's all to do with motor units. So muscles are basically made up of motor units, which are groups of muscle fibers controlled by a single motor neuron. So when you focus on a muscle, your brain recruits more motor units in that muscle, improving its efficiency and activation. Repeated focus on a muscle strengthens the neural pathways between the brain and that muscle, making engagement easier over time, which is hugely important. So you might think like doing it once is going to help. No, you keep doing it, it improves, you get a greater connection, and then you start seeing the benefits. So I'm going to hit you with an analogy. An analogy. Jesus, that's
easy for you to say.
So imagine driving a car with GPS. The GPS represents the brain signal. If the GPS is clear and accurate, mind-muscle connection, you'll reach your destination faster, i.e. better muscle activation.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
What a great analogy.
Yeah. So let me hit you with some science to back this up.
Oh, yeah. Useful, helpful, and accurate,
I'm going to give you two studies. I'm going to butcher the name of the first one.
Okay.
Kalatayud et al.
Yes.
In 2016. So the purpose of this one was to evaluate the effect of mind-muscle connection on isolated movements like bicep curls. They basically got participants to perform bicep curls under two different conditions. Group 1 was focusing on simply lifting the weight, and Group 2 was focusing on contracting the bicep. So those two things that we were talking about. They used EMG sensors basically to track the bicep activation. The results were when participants focused on their biceps, muscle activation increased by 22% compared to when they just simply lifted the weight.
That is significant.
Yeah. So isolation exercises is where mind-muscle connection is particularly powerful.
Because you can focus on a single muscle.
Focus on a single muscle.
Yes.
Because you're targeting specific muscles. The other one that I want to use, the other study, is the Schoenfeld and Contreras in 2018. Always a big fan of theirs. So the purpose of this was to analyze the mind-muscle effect on hypertrophy.
Probably in the glutes, yeah. from Contreras.
Right? Contreras is the glute king. So participants trained over several weeks with and without mind-muscle cues. So they had one group that didn't receive any mind-muscle cues and one group that trained with mind-muscle cues. Growth was measured in the biceps and the quadriceps using an MRI.
No glutes?
No glutes. So the results were that the mind-muscle control group showed significantly greater muscle hypertrophy, particularly in the biceps. Again, leaning into what we're saying.
Also, do you think that there's an element of that, and maybe this is a part of the study, but that it's people find it easier to focus on their bicep than their quad? The majority of people, I would say.
100%. And part of that is
Because of this.
Like it is easier to focus on.
Yeah. Like, and if somebody says, show me your muscle, they show you your bicep.
Yeah.
Like they'll do that.
You can visibly see it because it's within your eye line. You can see when you are doing that, when you are focusing, and
on a good day.
But there is a thing about looking at it. Like if I look at my muscle and think about creating that mind muscle connection, it's much easier than if I can't see my quads. Like I can see them in the mirror, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm going to struggle to engage them in the same way.
And because you can feel other things engage, it's harder to engage them in an isolated way. Sorry, I've taken you off track, but
absolutely true. So, okay, so how do we practice mind muscle control?
Give me the goods.
Like, let's talk about some ways we can improve our mind muscle control. So, slow and controlled movements. So, the slower you go, the more control and therefore the more mind muscle connection you are going to have. If you are just smashing through reps, you are just lifting the weight.
Yeah.
You are not focusing on the muscle creating the movement. So that's a big one. Number 2, lower the weight initially. So heavy weights can cause you to focus on moving the load rather than activating the muscle. If you drop your weight, you're going to find that mind muscle connection much easier to come by.
Okay.
Not too far, because then you just start lifting air.
Yeah.
But if you have got a really heavy weight on there, you are just going to be focusing on moving that weight. Yeah. You're not going to engage the muscles in the same way. So lower your weight initially.
It's why bodybuilders tend to sit in that 8 to 12 or 8 to 15 rep range when you're like, because that's more possible.
Yeah, it is definitely. Visualize the muscle working. So picture the fibers shortening and lengthening. So for instance, if you're doing a pull-up, imagine that your lats are doing the work. Your lats are pulling you up rather than anything else, rather than your biceps doing the work. Your lats are the thing that are engaging. I'm a big fan of using, this is the next one, using tactile feedback. So hitting the muscle, touching it, feeling it. I do this a lot on flies. Chest flies. If I do a single arm chest fly, I touch the muscle so that I can feel that muscle working. Yeah. And then you start to find that connection. You start to understand how it feels.
I think that's a really important one for performers, especially people who've grown up with a dance background who are used to a jazz teacher or a ballet teacher like prodding them in that position, that you can do that yourself to go like this thing, and it does work like that. It brings your awareness to it, especially if you've got a muscle that you find harder to activate. In that sense, I love doing that too, the single arm stuff. Or if you're working your legs, they're like super easy.
Tactile feedback is so good for this kind of thing. And then the last one is isometric hold. So pausing at the peak of a contraction to fully feel that muscle engaging. Yeah. When I do a bicep curl, I talk a lot about pinching. So if you get to the top of that, you get to that peak contraction on the bicep curl, you pinch the muscle, you pause for a second. Yeah. And then you slowly lower.
You should be able to do that. You should be able to do that with no weight and feel an insane engagement in your whatever muscle you're going with, right? Like I can do that here and be like, fucking hell.
Yeah, you can really feel it.
And what we would do with some advanced clients who are definitely performance focused is we might program just isometric sections of movements, right? So in a performance focused program, you might be doing just the low hold section of something without any movement held, which sounds nuts if you can't really picture that. But you might be squatting between 2 bars. You might be squatting from a bar to a higher bar, pressing against it, holding the isometric for 10 seconds and putting it down. And the movement is only 3 inches, but the isometric hold is there for this reason, right? Activation and building in those neural pathways. This is super fascinating.
It's great. I love mind muscle connection, and it has some broader benefits as well, like neuromuscular adaptation. It strengthens your brain muscle communication over time. Yeah. So that will lead to better muscle recruitment and coordination. It helps with injury prevention. Focusing on muscles reduces the risk of using poor form and compensatory movements. It stops you cheating things and then potentially injuring or aggravating other things. And also, one that's probably not talked about is mindfulness. So it enhances your focus, it enhances your mental clarity during a workout because you're present in that moment.
I love that. You have to be present. You have to be present on what's happening right now. That's part of the reason that might be amazing. I actually read a study about this that showed that by doing this, right, you can. It's one of the reasons they believe that building muscle isn't as linear as we think it is. So if you have one arm in a cast and can't perform that thing, but you perform bicep curls on the other arm and do this, you're present, focus on mind-muscle connection, you can not only preserve more muscle than if you don't in the other arm, you can actually build muscle in the arm that you haven't used.
Ooh, I love that.
Which is nuts. When you're like, it shouldn't be possible. It doesn't make sense. They don't really know why yet.
Interesting.
But what we do know is our body is more connected than ever before. And it's one of the reasons they keep, when they're like, a squat is like one of the best ways to build muscle in your upper body. And they're like, why?
Yeah.
The answer is we don't really know. But there's something about it. So that's but it didn't have the same effect when they weren't given mind muscle cues. So if you were just lifting a weight with your right arm, you didn't have the same effect. So it's another reason to train when you're injured sensibly. Do you know what I mean? Like you can train the other stuff and it's okay. As long as we correct some imbalances when you're out, like we're good.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But that's kind of it. Like I think mind-muscle connection it feels like it's something super advanced and it feels like something that people might be scared of to a certain extent. But the benefits are huge. And it's something, like you said, it's something you can do without any weights. You can start to think about that and you can start to engage with your muscles in a different way. And particularly for performers, we are used to that. We're used to understanding when a muscle is engaged. So I think there's something you can definitely, there's a bunch of things you can take away from this. Even if it's just the next time you're in your workout, maybe dropping the weight slightly, slowing things down and going, okay, well, what muscles am I using in this very moment? How can I better create a connection with that muscle to move the weight rather than just shifting the weight?
And the madness of this is, it's the reason when you start the gym, that over the first 6 weeks, you get immeasurably stronger. And you're not actually gaining any strength. You're creating better and stronger neural pathways through your body and better muscle fiber recruitment, right? So as you go through that, you get much, much stronger. So by doing this, by reducing your weight, it will allow you to lift more weight in the longer term.
Yeah.
Which isn't even that far in the future. Like you just need to dedicate a little bit of time to this every so often. To going, I need to do this style of training. It's one of the reasons we do it first with pretty much all of our clients.
Yeah, we love tempo forms such a big part of what we do early on with clients.
Yeah. Ain't no point
for
doing it.
For this very reason.
Gosh, I love it. Do you have any other pointers? I've loved that. So have we got any other bits, or do you want to go to a fun fact?
Let's go to a fun fact.
Hit me. I think they were all fun facts for me.
We've covered everything that I wanted to cover there. So let me hit you with a fun fact. Okay. Oh, I've lost my fun fact. There it is. Koalas have fingerprints that are almost identical to human fingerprints.
Okay. I mean, that's weird.
Yeah.
But no other apes don't, do they?
No. Koalas have fingerprints that are virtually indistinguishable from ours.
What is a koala? And I mean, I know what it looks like, but it's not an ape, is it? What type of animal is it? I don't even know.
Let's find out. Our last common ancestor with koalas lived more than 100 million years ago, and yet we still have very similar fingerprints.
Aren't they? Don't they all have chlamydia?
I feel like that is. No, I've definitely heard that.
I am almost certain that's true.
Chlamydia. The percentage of koalas infected with chlamydia varies by population, but can range from 0 to 90%.
Yes, here we go. And I've got one. BBC: chlamydia could kill off koalas. Can a vaccine save them in time?
Wow.
God, that's so full on. So what are they? Here we go. What genus? Scientific name? Phoscolactos cineris. God, okay. I have really, really deviated from what this actually it was about. But I still don't really know what it is. It's a type of bear, isn't it? Is it?
Koala bear, yeah, it's a koala bear.
Just because it's called a bear, is it a bear?
Let's
like a red panda is not actually... Oh, God.
Is a koala a bear? No, it's a marsupial.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, because looking at it, I'm like, that is not a bear.
Actually, you might hear... Okay, I'm on 10 interesting facts about koalas now. You might hear the term koala bear being tossed around when it comes to these fluffy animals. While they might look bear-like with their round ears and big black nose, they actually share more characteristics with other marsupials like the wombat.
It's the closest living relatives are wombats. There we go.
I do love wombats.
I was going to say, I can't picture a wombat.
Mate, wombats are awesome.
What the hell? I mean, we have really deviated off from this. If you're listening to this going, what are they talking about? That's okay. Come along with the ride. We're nearly done.
I follow a guy on Instagram called Josh Nelly who like rescues wombats, and they're amazing. He had a wombat called Gomez that was basically like a house pet.
Oh, it's like a tiny, tiny, weird pig.
They're so cool. The way they run.
Are they?
They really remind me of Bert.
Bert being your dog.
Yeah.
Look, that's a fucking mental way to end this, which is probably an appropriate...
Koalas have a very supportive butt. Living in trees and being wedged between rough branches requires a lot of support. Luckily, the koala has strong cartilage at the end of their curved spine, allowing them to make eucalyptus trees a comfortable home.
Well, fantastic. I think I want a bit of that. Yes, I think that's a fair reflection of our podcast, isn't it? We go from like really, really meaningful, helpful, accurate information to something
to koalas,
just fucking nuts.
Koalas with fingerprints.
If you like our information, I promise we won't send you anything about koalas.
We might
head over to our website fit-2.co.uk and click on our level up page. We will send you completely free 30 days worth of absolute gold that is going to, I don't think it's extreme to say save your life, change your life. So head over there and click on it, pop your email in, and it's yours, completely free.
Yeah, do it. And you can find us on social media at Fit2 Perform West End. And if you've got any questions you want answered by us, please get in touch. You know what to do. Slip slide into those DMs. I'll be in there with a supportive butt.
Oh, that's you sounded so earnest.
My butt is supportive.
Thank you for joining us as always. And if you like what we do, then we have been the Fit2 Perform podcast with me, Steffan.
And me, Bobby. And if you didn't like it, we've been Joe Wicks. Peace out.